Welcome to 6ABC's Weekend Extra, paid for by Dignity Memorial. Here's Gina Gannon.
We're happy to welcome Lauren Scudieri and Bianca Rodriguez with Dignity Memorial. Lauren and Bianca join us on Weekend Extra for a conversation about the important but often uncomfortable topic of funeral planning. Ladies, welcome. I know that you have some tips to share regarding final farewells, so let's just get right into it. Who needs to have this conversation and why?
Well, it's a conversation that everyone should have, no matter how awkward or uncomfortable it may be. I mean, we plan for all the major events in our lives, weddings, births, vacations. So it's important to, start asking and thinking about, how you would want to be remembered and make sure that those wishes are known, no matter what they may be.
I think it tends to come up in day-to-day conversation, and I think that's another reason why it's so important to have the conversation as well, because you may change your mind about what you want as your final wishes too. I know many people who may have originally wanted a casketed burial, now they've gone to cremation. So I think it's important to make sure that you're continuing to have those conversations throughout your life.
Absolutely, make sure it's well known what you want. During the pandemic, we have seen so many changes. And I know that many families haven't been able to hold traditional memorial services due to the limits on gatherings. So how did you ladies adjust and how have things changed within the industry?
So since the beginning of time, people have been able to get together and grieve and comfort one another. And it's been our responsibility and our duty to serve those families to the best of our ability. So during the pandemic, we had to adapt very quickly. Our profession is based off of grieving families, us comforting those grieving families, and also giving them the opportunity to celebrate and honor their loved one's legacy. So we offered streaming services that allowed family and friends to be present and, and safe as well. So, and we also did offer families the opportunity to host a memorial or a celebration of life at a later date.
And, I know that funeral services have evolved and will continue to evolve. So what options are available for people to memorialize a loved one?
There are many, many, many options that people can utilize to personalize a service. Personalizing a service should reflect one's wishes and also bring comfort to our families. A service can be personalized in any way imaginable. On one side of the table, you have families that want us to throw a big party with food and music and photo booths. And then there's other families that want a simple send-off. Speaking to one of our trained professionals is a really good resource to get all the, options available to you, and they can help you fine tune what suits you.
Absolutely. And, Lauren, I've heard you mention before, and, you encourage people to document your wishes. Why is it so important to make your wishes known?
Again, touching on what Bianca said, that personalization is what really makes your service stand out. So to really have families include songs that they may want to be played, or mementos or photos, or, again, anything that can bring comfort and, a sense of healing to the family during this difficult time. And, especially having that all documented. As I mentioned before, you change your mind throughout your life. So we have a personal planning guide and an Imagine booklet that we offer here at Dignity Memorial that you can write down all those wishes so that there's no confusion for your family at the time when they are going through this emotional loss. You don't want them to second guess what they're picking for you as well.
And it's so nice for people to know that there are resources available, but it's also important to think about finances. So what are the options available for financing their plans?
Again, I suggest everyone comes in and speaks to one of our representatives at a funeral home or a cemetery, because again, that financial piece, just like everything else that we plan for, mortgages, college tuition, weddings, you want to make sure that you're financially prepared for what comes along with the services, and even making pre-arrangements so that there may be no financial burden to your family at the time of a loss.
Lauren and Bianca, thank you for joining us today. To download a free planning guide, visit dignitymemorial.com/details.
Thanks for watching 6ABC's Weekend Extra, paid for by Dignity Memorial. To download a free planning guide, visit dignitymemorial.com/details.